Hi guys. No, intentionally said hi guys because Brian was complaining I keep saying hello guys. But anyway, hello guys. We're gonna be going into Romanus for a while until a few minutes before maintenance. Just give me a second to set things up. All right, here we go. Yeah, so I'm now gonna say hi guys. There was an idea that we could have Brian sing for us instead. His horrible little song that some of you might have heard. It's pretty bad because can't fucking sing. But let's see. Oh, let's listen to this. Whoa, 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 okay, whoa, whoa. Down the volume a bit.
Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear, driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun, feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear, like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun, running, running low, hold on, don't let go, running, running low, keep running low.
안녕하세요. Yeah, hello. Can we? 네, 아마도 한국 분들이 이제 글로벌 서버도 어느 정도 이제 따라잡았으니까 한국 분들도 어느 정도 관심이 있지 않을까 싶어서요. Mostly to, I guess, Korean players playing in global, but you know, I think we've caught up quite a bit to Korea, right? The specific differences in classes aren't such a big difference anymore, so might as well, might as well. Getting ideas is what I'm saying. Also, why not? Hello, Melvin. How you doing? So this whole thing where people are calling me Suru is because I was okay. I can be pretty toxic when I want to be, but you know, it's like you play with some guys enough, you just toxic each other. It's just trash talk, right? I mean, it's not a big deal. But there was one guy who trash talks like all the time. He's just trash talks all the fucking time to everybody. So I just thought he, he's one of these people who would enjoy it. So after he trash talked to me a few times, I just did it back to him. And he started to argue with me and started to call me Suru instead of Surah. And it became a bit of a joke in our guild. Yeah. So now I am Suru and no longer a Surah. Oh my god, let's go, come on. Has to be some... Yeah, I know, Melvin. I'm just explaining to the people who might not know. Ramo, come on. Oh my god, hey, are we gonna go down? Are we gonna go for maintenance without playing a bit? Let's see, what's the maintenance today? Party Rush, class balance, and Twilight boost events. It's well, 4 hours. Whenever it's 4 hours, it turns out to be 3. In other news, Surah has a bit of a patch in Korea. I'm gonna say the Surah chat on global Discords kind of seems to think that we need more of a buff, but I feel like Surah works fine. It's just I just want like a smoothing out of gimmicks and fixing of actual bugs. Maybe some sort of ungrabbable during my grab, something like that. Just stuff like this, tweaking. But some people, I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where they're coming from really. It's not often anymore that you feel you're completely outclassed by other classes, one-on-one at least. Mass PvP is not ideal, but it's doable. This whole narrative about yeah, I'm not sure. It's like most people seem to view Surah as a arena class. If they can't counter it, they'll say that it's an OP arena class. And that's really not what Surah is. I just don't feel like that's the best content for Surah in the first place. PvP damage reduction, what do you say? What do you mean by this? Like the branch damage reduction, or you mean the fact that this totem, not the totem, this thing is overall, well, personally not very beneficial to me. I think the class is in a decent place, to be honest. It just needs the tweaks, removal of bugs and stuff. One thing that does get kind of... No, I'm sorry, I don't want a PvP reduction passive. If you're gonna give me that kind of buff on a Surah, I'd rather take damage. In every instance, like if you've noticed my playstyle, it's focused on reducing damage with this forward guard, with grabbing, you know, with getting away and stealthing. Like, what is the point of PvP damage reduction if your goal is to kind of evade damage, right? And dish out more. Like, I will always take the damage buff in all instances. Let's say you are, I don't know, 2k CP higher. Do you really? What's the point of a damage reduction? Nothing. If you're, let's say you're 3k CP lower, what's the point of damage reduction? You want to be able to take out your target, right? And I would like all buffs to focus on PvP damage, to be honest. Ooh, nearly fucked up. Yeah, it's the reason people struggle with Surah is because of his survivability. And that's why people think, okay, let's improve and buff his survivability. Still waiting for Ramones. But the thing is, his survivability is in his forward guard ranged attack, his grab, and his mobility, and stealth. I'm not saying that's perfect. What I'm saying is that's all gimmicky. It's all hella gimmicky. It all depends on like the shape of the map, or even in arena, the shape of the arena, you know? I would like buffs to those aspects of it. Maybe it has too many gimmicks other than this. Wow, not even one Ramones match. That's horrible. Well, if this was Outlaw, I'd just kill this guy. The thing is, yeah, so from the perspective of someone who class changes to Surah and plays him not in what we'll say is the optimal way, right? Plays him like a berserker, you would totally think, okay, he needs a defense buff. But in my point of view, I thought that at first, but I want the offense. If you're gonna give any survivability, I would take lifesteal. So, you know, like let's say per hit it'll do like 300 damage and heal 300 for me. Like I'll take something hybrid like that. What's the point of this guy having more defense so that he behaves like a berserker with all of these other gimmicks? I mean, you can't really. The funny thing is, because he doesn't have PvP defense, you could argue that you fill up that stuff using. So in my case, I have it almost capped. I just need to change 2 or 3 more crystals and it's capped, right? Now, the problem that I find with this thing, you know, so it's really double-sided. It increases Surah survivability, right, massively, because taking 60% damage versus taking 50% damage is a huge deal. It's not the same as taking 10 damage versus taking 9 damage. Like that 10% range, you're just reducing, you know, 1 damage and 10% of the damage. But if you're reducing from 60% damage taken to 50%, that is huge. Instead of taking 12, you're taking 10 damage. That's a huge difference. So we've already gotten more survivability thanks to the Alchemy Stone, and the other problem is, so I have capped PvP damage, right? This is above cap, and I have about, I think, 24.5% PvP damage reduced. That debuff doesn't work so well anymore. So I do less damage now, and I have more tank. It's not what I really want, but on paper people think, well, since Surah has low PvP defense, this Alchemy Stone will help Surah's stats out in a more rounded way. It's not correct. I mean, it is correct on paper. It's just now I have to deal with opponents who have 10% more PvP defense, and it is, and I am tankier, and it's creating longer fights when you know, like, I already have a very long combo. I want to end things fast, you know, after image and get the fuck away. So this Alchemy Stone is kind of not ideal for Surah. It's just ideal for the stats on paper. For example, an enemy who has previously capped 50% PvP defense, right? If I debuff them, let's say I debuff them down to 25%. That's huge. That's a 50% damage boost. From doing 50 damage, I suddenly do 75, right? But now, let's say now they're at 60 PvP defense. It's a huge damage boost, but now it's still less damage than before. You see? It's a bigger damage boost, but it's still less than before. So I'll be doing what is it, 35, right? I mean, their defense will be 35, and that is the issue here. A lot of people will not have thought of it this way. It just, in the end, for Surah to be as effective as it was before the Chaos Alchemy Stone, it has to get some sort of debuff in that, buff in that direction. Now, what would make it do the same damage as before? I'm not even talking about the additional hit points, right? Which isn't much, but would be to give him a passive that debuffs opponent PvP defense in the first place by 10%. Then you kind of bring him back to the same damage he was before, right? But the current buff is basically a buff to either Twin Fangs, because you can now use the thing. Yeah, well, basically, since everyone gets a PvP damage buff and defense buff, the amount of damage I do net is gonna be less. The amount of the effect of using my 25% debuff will be higher. Okay, so but you see, like, a 60% resist only counts up to 50. The effect of the damage will not be higher because it's capped at 50, right? Let's say I do 100 damage to an opponent, right? Let's say I do 100 damage to a 50 defense opponent. Because I debuff 25, they will take 75, right? But with 60, they will take, 10 of that debuff will be kind of, ignored. So I'll end up doing 65 instead of 75. So you see, that's a massive, in percentage terms, that's a massive debuff to my damage. No Ramones. Oh my god. Yeah, but that's the effect of the Chaos Alchemy Stone for Surah. I do survive longer though, but you see, this is why I don't agree with the defense buff. Now I survive longer, but I want to be able to kill people, get away, kill people, get away, kill people, get away. Like, what is the point of being unable to kill people and take more hits when you're designed to evade and, like, be cheap and stuff, do this kind of garbage? And yeah, BSM in 3 minutes. Well, Ramo video became a explanation on the net result of Chaos Alchemy Stone, Harmony Stone on Surah. Yep, guys. Too bad there's no Jeremy and Layla today. Yeah, well, essentially, Surah's damage is now nerfed. Everyone has more defense, and because of the caps, I don't necessarily take more damage. I'll probably take less damage now, but the effectiveness of assassinating and running away has been nerfed, so I'll take a damage buff, even if it's a 5% PvP damage, PvP defense debuff that stacks with imprints. That would kind of bring it back in line to the overall output Surah had before. This is just PvE. I mean, PvP. Anyway, guys, I'm going to be BSMing. Thanks for coming by. Let's see. And I hope you guys have a great day.